Hello there, you're now with me, Shalsham Nato, for TVS News at 5. Let's begin with the headlines. Fake news and misinformation with regards to the second booster shots dampened the state government's effort in inoculating the vulnerable group against COVID-19. According to Deputy Premier Dr. Sri Dr. Sim Kui Hian, the low take-up rate for the second booster dose among eligible individuals over 60 with comorbidities is worrying.
He said as of May 5th, only 1,561 individuals out of over 300,000 eligible recipients of the second booster dose have received the shots thus far. Dr. Sim, who is also the State Minister of Public Health, Local Government and Housing, said allegations about the expired COVID-19 vaccines given to the public on social media are false, and he urged the public to take precautions during the festive season and seek early treatment if they show any symptoms of infections.
After 2 years of absence due to COVID-19, the GAWAI DAYAK BAZAAR is returning this year in Miri. With over 70 participating vendors, the bazaar serves as a platform for Dayak entrepreneurs to sell their products to the community in time for the upcoming GAWAI DAYAK celebration.
With the theme Together with a Shared Future, the bazaar is organized by Gagasan Anak Dayak Sarawak. Deputy Minister in the Premier of Sarawak's Department, Labour, Immigration and Project Monitoring, Dato' Garawat Gala, said the bazaar is also aimed at fostering kinship within the community.
Although our Dayak community who now live in town may not be as tightly knit together compared to those of us who live in the longhouse, we must not lose or forget our community spirit, which has kept us together over the years. This GAWAI Bazaar is a very appropriate occasion and platform to bring our community together, to interact with each other and to reaffirm our community spirit, which is a very key and essential part of our way of life and tradition.
Garawat, who is also Mulu Assemblyman, hopes that the GAWAI Dayak Bazaar could help Dayak entrepreneurs to promote their products and grow their companies.
GAWAI Bazaar ini memberi peluang dan ruang untuk peniaga-peniaga kecil Dayak mempromosi dan juga memperkenalkan bisnes dan meluaskan bisnes network mereka kepada umum dan pelanggan-pelanggan yang mungkin menjadi pelanggan kita di masa depan.
Joyous reunions and moments among parents and children across the country marked a special celebration today, Mother's Day, as families can be relieved of the restrictions held by the COVID-19 pandemic. This time, many are glad to go home and have uncountable hugs with their loved mothers. This day commemorates the sacrifices of mothers as well as mother figures worldwide. And so here are some who tells us what this day signifies to them and how they will be celebrating today. For Sabahan Anna Maria Wong, she agrees that this year's celebration will be celebrated differently. As the transition to the endemic phase shifts her family into a more lively celebration outdoors.
This year Mother's Day gonna be different. We're not gonna celebrate at home, and because it's fall on Sunday, first thing first, we are going to church as a family, and we're going out to have meals, and we will go to the beach to celebrate. Mother's Day means a lot to me, and I believe it means something to my mom because it is the only day she would intentionally take a day off, spend time with her daughters, sons, and other family members, because I believe she wants to be celebrated as well. Selamat Hari Ibu. Matur suwun wis kekno aku panganan, jaga aku, jadino aku sak gede iki, saiki wis jadi masuk uni. Matur suwun, jaga diri, makannya sing akeh, ojo banyak pikir. Aku sayang mama.
University Malaysia Sarawak student Meliana Marlini will be celebrating with not only one but two mothers in her household, as her sister is also a mother of one.
Happy Mother's Day to all mothers around the world, especially to my mom Bernie and my sister Melissa. We wish you all happiness, prosperity and good health. Happy Mother's Day! We love you so much! Happy Mother's Day!
Local favourite deaf celebrity Bobo and friends conveyed a special tribute on this special day. Welcome back. The large multiracial turnout at the Aidilfitri Open House, hosted by Prime Minister Dato Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob and Cabinet Ministers at Seri Perdana today, reflects the spirit of the Malaysian family. Themed Raya Keluarga Malaysia, Syawal Dirai, Nikmat Disyukuri, and featuring the village atmosphere concept, the event is the first Aidilfitri Open House hosted by Ismail Sabri after he was appointed as the Prime Minister on August 20, 2021, and his cabinet lineup. The large turnout of guests at the event was expected, as it had not been held for 2 years due to the COVID-19 pandemic restrictions.
Inilah keistimewaan Malaysia sebagai satu keluarga besar yang saya lihat begitu akrab sekali di antara kita tanpa mengira kaum. Hari Raya hari ini disambut dengan meriah oleh seluruh rakyat Malaysia. Begitu juga kalau perayaan lain pun, kalau kita lihat, mungkin tidak ada di negara lain tetapi di negara kita.
Meanwhile, Ismail Sabri also urged the public to make the best out of the Shawwal celebration, to forgive each other and cherish one another. He also advised road users to stay safe and get ample rest before starting their journey back home amidst the Hari Raya Idul Fitri celebrations.
Sebelum berlepas, mesti kita pastikan kita segar dan sebagainya. Dan in case lah, kalau di dalam perjalanan rasa penat, ngantuk, elok berhenti untuk tidur sementara. Saya tak mahu ada yang memaksa diri walaupun mengantuk, tetapi untuk cepat sampai ke destinasi yang dituju, mereka meneruskan perjalanan. Ini amat berbahaya sekali.
Malaysia remains non-aligned and does not recognize any unilateral sanction on any country unless the resolution for the sanctions was adopted by the United Nations General Assembly. Foreign Minister Dato Sri Saifuddin Abdullah said this has always been Malaysia's stand and principle on this matter.
Saifuddin was commenting on the wide-ranging international sanctions imposed by the West and its allies on Russia following Russia's ongoing war with Ukraine. On the Russia-Ukraine conflict, Saifuddin said Malaysia has maintained its stand on non-alignment to any side involved, but at the same time has never condoned any aggression by any country that threatened the sovereignty of another country. Commenting further on the impact of economic sanctions on Malaysians, especially students studying in Russia, he said for now, their welfare and safety are taken care of, adding that Malaysians in Russia can still make financial transactions through the Union Pay service, although the services are limited to only 3 banks so far. He said the Foreign Ministry is closely monitoring the situation and it is constantly receiving feedback on the latest developments on the impact of the Russia-Ukraine conflict from the Ministry of International Trade and Industry. So far, there are 816 Malaysians in Russia, which comprise of 779 students and 37 expatriates.
In terms of world rankings and achievements, Lee Zijia is miles ahead of Toby Penty. But the Malaysian will not take him lightly when they meet in the Malaysia-England Thomas Cup Group, the Thai in Thailand, on Monday.
The world number 6 Zijia said, as the first singles player, he definitely feels the pressure to deliver the first point for Malaysia when he takes to the court at the Impact Arena. Zijia expects a tough fight from the 29-year-old Toby, who is ranked 53rd in the world and has yet to meet Zijia in competition. The newly crowned Asian champion hopes that his victory at the Muntinlupa Sports Complex in Manila last week would spur him to help Malaysia end their 30-year title drought in the Thomas Cup. The 2021 All-England champion said his triumph at the 2022 Badminton Asia Championships in the Philippines had greatly boosted his confidence for the World Men's Team event in Thailand. The 24-year-old Zijia said he had sufficient rest after the Badminton Asia Championship and was satisfied with his preparations for the Thomas Cup.
The Philippines presidential candidates wrapped up their final election campaigns on Saturday to rally support and win over undecided voters. The election on Monday, May 9, will see a fierce contest between Vice President Leni Robredo against front-runner Ferdinand Marcos Jr.
Hundreds of thousands of people gathered in the Philippines on Saturday, where the leading presidential candidates made a last-ditch attempt to sway undecided voters with patriotic, upbeat messages after a divisive election race. According to an opinion poll, Robredo will need a late surge or low turnout to win the presidency, with Marcos leading by over 30 percentage points and topping every poll this year. Marcos Bongbong Jr. is the son of the late dictator Ferdinand Marcos, who ruled the Philippines with an iron fist from 1965 to 1986, whereas Robredo is a human rights lawyer, an economist, and a staunch critic of President Rodrigo Duterte. A record-breaking turnout is expected on Monday, with over 65 million Filipinos eligible to cast their ballots. Monday's poll will be a rematch of the 2016 vice presidential election, which Marcos looked set to win before losing out by just 200,000 votes to Robredo. Votings for the president and vice president are held separately in the Philippines.
And that concludes TVS News at 5. Here with me, Shorshamato, and I'll see you next time. Have a good day.